Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Final Boss here, and today I'm in my second part of the season out of 8. I got a contestant, the Accelerator, and I'm going to be giving him some feedback. Well, along with I have EsoPa on the phone. He's also going to be.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. So, are you ready to get into this? Let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Juju number 8. He's got 8 accounts, guys. That's why he's got 8 on there. Juju 7 was really furious. All right.
He needs all of those accounts.
Yeah. You know, you can't get it right at the first one. So he is the number 11, level 11, and the tower's difference do make a good difference. I'm not seeing anything wrong right here. Excellent pig push. It's going to bypass the furnace here.
I like the fireball that comes out here. There it goes.
You got to get that value there.
And then there's the graveyard. So this guy is graveyarding kind of weirdly, but I don't really like the cannon here. I feel like yeah, he's holding log. He sees like the freeze. The cannon's not going to be doing anything. If
you're dropping an ice spirit, you've kind of already lost it, because you should have been logging right there, but you already made a poor cannon decision. So, you know, your saving grace was that, and you didn't lose a tower, so it's still recoverable, but you took substantial damage that could have been easily prevented. I've noticed in a couple of your videos that we're going to see here in a bit that your cannon placements are... you make some really great ones, but there is some ones that are super questionable. So I definitely, you know, kind of keep an eye on like some of these. I definitely watch some of your replays, and you'll see what we're talking about. Here was not a bad cannon. I don't think that was a bad cannon at all. Elite barbarians do require a bunch of elixir to, you know, to handle that. So 5 versus 6 is still a really good move. So.
Is this like the cannon positioning should be one more tile to the right after having seen the graveyard?
So that was an absolute terrible freeze, and it was really well played. You probably didn't even need to drop the musketeer in the back, but I understand. I do understand that. Everyone sees a graveyard. Sometimes we all do that. That was almost the most amazing fireball ever. If you could have put that a little bit more to the left, but you know, you put the mega minion after you kind of released that, so. All is fair right here. Great ice spirit. Yet again, cannon is not ideal. If you're gonna place a cannon like that anywhere, you want to put it about right here. See this tile placement right here? You want to put it right next to the right next to the tower. You can even put it right here.
Yeah.
You can even put it right here, because you know that if he's using freeze on a graveyard, he doesn't have a fireball. So that was a really good. That was a really good fireball. You did get the elite barbarians and the tower, but right here you should have been putting the ice golem, and then you could have put something over here, like the one elixir skeletons, and maybe the ice spirit over here as they had that, and then kind of wait for your log to do this, because he had no direct damage besides the graveyard to affect your towers. I think he had a zap. But Zap's not going to take 300 damage. He's going to need to hit you 3 times.
Not to mention he used the log all the way at the end of the game. But I felt like there was a lot of times where you shouldn't have like placed your hog knowing that he had furnace. The guy was just sort of bad though and never used his furnace on defense. So you were able to get your hogs in multiple times when they shouldn't have gone through. So
hey, so there's like a really loud clicking sound going on.
Oh, yeah, my bad. But you gotta be like careful about one, like your cannon positionings, 2 the way that you're attacking, and then 3 the way you're setting up yourself for defense.
All right, he plays against a level 12 here. That might not be fair, but I mean these are still like in this trophy range. I checked his trophies. These guys are pretty low in trophies. So if this is a terrible match, we'll go back and edit this out and pick another one. This is the one that we did not look over before we took it back. All right, you already committed a hog there, so I don't blame you for that. Level 9 hog.
He's also also what ice golem pushing incorrectly. When the ice golem walks outside of the hog, like you kind of know you did something wrong there.
It's gonna be all kind of all for nil right here. I would have put the ice. I would have put the ice golem right here too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of started off a little bit too aggressive. I've noticed a lot of times. Sometimes you just want to start off and chill. You're not trying to win the game on the first push.
No.
It's okay to commit like a hog or something like that. It's okay to just to commit a hog and some elixirs, but you can't just commit like everything into one entire push on the very first. I do agree with this. This is a great play.
Send out the hog, get some damage in, and then set up your defenses for this lava hound. You know that it's not lava balloon. You know that it's lava miner.
Yep.
So defending your musketeer is going to be really big here.
He does have the fireball. I have a feeling he's going to defend well here. He's going to give us a good fireball, right? Pop.
He's going to need princess.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent fireball.
Good fireball. Good fireball.
I had a premonition the way he was setting up, but he learned on that first go. But sometimes you got to relax a little bit, and the move, I've done that move before where you put the hog at the tower and then get the ice golem, but it's definitely not the start of the game.
Yeah.
I agree with that log, but he had already kind of spent a lot of elixir, and you don't have your ice golem going on over here.
Yeah, now you're forced to play the musketeer on the right side when you kind of.
He really didn't have to though. He could have put the musketeer right here, and then it would he kind of fended off everything over here, and then as the lava hound would have been going on over here. I typically do not like to put any troops over here because this is the danger zone. He can drop literally anything over here. Yeah, you're forced to force the fireball. He made you spend too much elixir defending over here. So if you had your musketeer right there, you would have been a little bit more safe. You got 10 seconds right here. That's a smart move because you know he does have Skarmy. That log is
going to take the tower. I don't think he should.
Nah, he's not going
to. Too much damage.
So
maybe if he still had fireball after, with that lava hound push.
I understand that you have 2 towers difference in defense, but that was not the reason why you lost this. And having a level 9 hog, I remember, I think as I was a level 12, or I didn't get a level 9 hog until level 12, and that was like a new level 12. So you have a great advantage as a level 10 that I've seen you're upgraded on your cards, and you haven't upgraded all your cards, which is something that I applaud you for. That a lot of people have made that mistake. So something that you should kind of learn is just on that one, just you're way too aggressive in the very beginning. Just chill out a little bit. Who knows? You might have lost anyway, but we're just kind of looking at 1 or 2 specific things that you can change, like the cannon, not being too aggressive in the beginning, and I did not like the move where you put the musketeer on the right hand side.
Yeah. And I don't know, like a lot of people, if you're gonna play ladder, like ladder is already unfair unless like you are maxed or maybe like you're lower for your trophy range. Even if it's a 2 tower difference, like the game isn't always lost. You can still play around it. That's
true. I mean, you can always get through it, but I mean, most games are actually lost, not won. So I mean, in this situation, he didn't win the game. You lost the game by being way too aggressive, and you played into his push. So he was able to really develop that push that he wanted in the very beginning, right off the bat, and that's how he was able to take the tower and capitalize.
That is still a hard matchup too, but that doesn't really mean too much. So I don't like the way that he's spreading his units right now. He plays Ice Golem, hoping that his hog would be his next card. But that's like up to chance. Like you don't know. You could get lucky there, yeah, but it's not a good play.
So that's still an excellent musketeer placement. So I razzed you a little bit on the last one, but you did an excellent one right there. That was a great position, able to handle everything. So you want to play everything kind of one way or another. But if I typically put a cannon over here, I'm normally going to put the musketeer over here, kind of getting that triangle defense to be able to handle everything. So that's That's just, the basis of the game. But yeah, I understand the reasoning why you did that there is because you had troops coming here and here. But you created the double lane because, of the push right here. So yet again, starting off really, really aggressive, like EsoPa was saying. But it's something that you can clean up. Another way you can kind of, stop that too is that I also saw that you are dropping troops as soon as your elixir bar in the very beginning hits 10. Sometimes you can just, it depends on your starting hand. If you have, a musketeer log cannon, you don't have to put down your musketeer immediately. Who knows, even with the loon combo, that might save your life just sitting here chilling, because I've lost a tower, right in the very beginning just because I dropped the musketeer on one lane and they checked the other one in this same exact deck.
Yeah.
So Ice Golem Loon frees me on the cannon, and that was, there's nothing I could do except for Ice Spirit, and Ice Golem was still alive. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah. So here, Accelerator, he split lanes pressure again after just seeing the giant on the other side, and he at the end of the day, you're trying to hold off giants 5, archers 3, mega minions 3. He's coming at you with 11 elixir, and you're barely holding off. Because I think he's not executing his attack correctly, but you're leaving a lot up to chance by doing this. Right here, you hog push, yeah, but this giant is coming in, this mega minion is coming in. I don't really like it.
Well, I mean,
I feel like you're always losing something.
I agree in the standpoint of whenever somebody sees a giant there, I'm pushing that other lane hard.
Yeah.
Come on, hog. 350, 96, yeah. Just too many mistakes in the very beginning lost you this game. I don't even think, in my opinion, doing that push right here as you've seen a giant coming, you don't want to commit too much to a giant because now you're baiting into his attack. So, you don't know, he could have had a lightning that he didn't show yet, because sometimes you lose track of the cards that you're using. So you got to keep the pressure on the other lane. But like I said in the very beginning, your attack was all over the place. So you really got to, sorry about the call. So you really just got to hone in and, play a little bit slower. So all these last 2 losses you lost them in the very beginning. You did have a nice recovery there and almost were able to bring it back, but you put yourself too far down in the very beginning because of just troop setups and putting yourself in really awkward situations.
Yeah, and I feel like he definitely relies on his cannon too much. He's pre-placing his cannons when you don't have to. You want to be waiting for the giant to walk in and then placing your cannon to get the most out of your cannon instead of just having it die for no reason.
Not until they cross the bridge. Once he steps that little giant toes on over the bridge, then okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be our last one. We got Jegapus. I think that's his name.
RG deck.
Jegipus. RG. Let's see, a level 11. He's probably got a level 12 royal giant.
Yeah,
so,
it looks about right.
Yeah. All right.
So
don't feed in. No, dude, I wouldn't do it. I would have put that ice golem in front of that hog if you were gonna do that in that situation. You do not worry about an ice whiz. Not a solo ice whiz.
If it was a musketeer going against a musketeer, I would put the ice golem.
Look at the damage that he did, though. I mean, this is where his tower is, so he did, what, 800 or 900 damage? I can't math right now. Yeah, he did over...
On the left side?
Yeah, he did 900, almost 950 damage. If you put the ice golem in front of that might have been down to 1,000.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get your push together, go on ahead and put together a whole solid push, but never defend an ice wizard. If I see someone drop an ice wizard in the back, I'm pushing the other lane. I'm not messing with that ice wizard unless I have to.
Yeah.
Ice wizard's not a threat that needs to be answered.
No, he does nothing.
He does some damage, man. I think a max ice wizard on it does 100. I think it does 100. See,
that's kind of disgusting. This is a really cool minor fireball play here.
That was excellent value. That's almost like the poison. So now you're playing into the ice. Now you're playing into the ice wizard.
Yeah, I think I would have just gone into the other lane too. But
all right, now I'm gonna shut up because it kind of worked a little bit, but still, you know, you could have broke up the pressure a little bit, made him play some of his other cards and go on the defense versus that. Hit that ice golem down. Thank you.
So I know that when we were watching the replay, you were thinking that. I mean, we both said that I think Log was better here. Instead, he played Musketeer and then dropped the Ice Golem and still took a ton of damage.
You're right. We did watch that earlier. You sat on max elixir there for a hot minute. Now he's gonna log. You're not gonna log that? I would have logged that princess away.
Yeah.
Is he gonna lose this with 288 on there? No, I think he's gonna take the tower. No, yeah, you were right. I would have logged the Royal Giant and that whole mess away, and would have put the Ice Golem back a little bit, because if you saw how the minions killed it, and it didn't even affect the minions, it didn't even stun them.
Yeah, I feel like this Hawk should not have gotten in, but he does get in. I guess he couldn't stop him because he doesn't have like a log or a zap or something.
I mean,
so
he would have. That's not a max fireball, so I don't think that fireball would have killed it, and you would have had to spend 6 elixir there.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of made a few too many mistakes already to like really catch back up again, because Royal Giant is one of the most scariest cards in the game, because this is just too easy for anybody to play. That was a terrible miner on his part. He has poison and fireball.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
You definitely don't need both of them, and he doesn't catch the RG. RG's gonna.
Yeah, you gotta know that he was in cycle. And if you could have clipped that Royal Giant a little bit more, it would have pushed him over here in that tile. Does it work that way? Can you push him out of that square into the? I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. You can't push into his. You can't push the RG with cannon. I think you can only push it with.
No. I was talking about the. You could log him out of it and put the cannon down.
Yeah. But he didn't have enough elixir for it.
No, he had already committed to the hog, but he's still 1 tower difference. I mean, they don't do as much damage, but you're still making some huge mistakes there. That can be easily corrected.
Mhm. Overall, so like I would say like with your hog play, don't split until you see something where it gives you a reason to split. Split lane pressure, because I think you're just sort of putting too much on your plate with the counterattacks. What else? Your cannon placements sometimes your cannon placements, like, they're inconsistent. They're like sometimes really awesome and then other times really bad. So like if a tank is coming at you like a giant, don't pre-place it. Use your elixir. With your defenses, I think it's fine. And what was the other thing? Was a big thing.
I agree with all of these points, and I have one thing to say that is probably the most important. Chill. in the very beginning, you don't. It's not a race car line. It's not like dee dee dee. You know what I mean? It's not go time as soon as it hits. As soon as that light goes on, it's not green light. Drop all your troops. Try to win it right off the go. Chill out. Just see what he uses. If you need to wait a few seconds, especially when your card are not kind of set up. I'm not saying don't drop an ice golem down and don't put a hog behind it, because guess what? I do that too. But if I don't feel like, hey, okay, I don't see a cannon here. If I got a cannon, fireball, musketeer, I'm going to sit there and chill to see what he does. You know what I mean? That's not a hand that I'm ready to, shoot out the gate. But if I have a hog, sometimes I just send a solo hog if he's sitting there chilling just to see what he's got, and just make him spend elixir, So that is a fast cycle deck. I've beat every single deck imaginable with this same one. I mean, I've beat Golem, Lavaloon. I've beat every single one of them. You just have to play it very smart, outcycle your opponent, keep pressure on the other lane, and you got to just relax and see what every single card they have, especially in your meta. Because like earlier, look, prime example, I think it was like the first one that you shared with me. Hopefully it is the first one. No, it's not that one. Where was that? Was this like? It was, man. I'm gonna sit here and click on
what a
too many
crazy
of.
looking deck.
Yeah, it was like this super crazy no ERE zone. Oh.
Just like be patient. Be patient in your play.
Yeah, like this deck. Like I mean, like dude, you got barbs, elite barbs, like rocket. Like you need to see some of these cards. You need to figure out that hey, you know, does he have? He has elite barbarians and barbs. How am I going to win this? You know, what am I going to use the log? How am I going to log this? Because if you log, you know, this right here, and then you don't have anything to kind of gauge for the princess, you know, these are your only cards to kill the princess, and then you need to wait to use your log here, not be using your log over here on the elite barbarians. And that was, I think I saw that in the play that you were putting down incorrect cannons on, you know, just kind of preemptive. If you see an ice golem come your way, don't panic. Chill. He hasn't placed anything yet. Don't put down that cannon. Just relax a little bit. And I think that game, you had him beat. And then at the very, very end, like you just kind of like you went in complete panic mode. So just chill out. Just chill out. I get it. Those little those situations, things can get a little bit crazy. But you know, that you kind of set the pace for the whole entire game right out the gate. So if you're just kind of pressing, then like you know that one match when you're playing the giant, you know you had 2 lanes of stuff that you're going to have to deal with that you were not able to respond to, and you took heaps of damage right off the go. So and that was because of your aggression and pushing 2 different lanes, like which was it just looked all over the place. So, and if you just chill and kind of react more, a little bit more defensive, I get it. This deck is super fast and cycly, but you know it's very defensive as well. So
yeah, you don't have to like throw everything out because it is defensive and cycly. You know, it works. It works as magic because it's so like what is it? Versatile. It's really responsive. It's a responsive deck.
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah. If anything, if you want to play a deck where you just kind of go sometimes, like a giant beatdown deck would be fine. Because you're in those decks, you make other people react to you. But in this deck, you react to them and then punish them for how they engage you.
Yep, and then once you got them in elixir, then it's just punishment time because then they're not going to be able to keep up with your cycle. And once you have them in elixir by like 3 or 4 elixir, it literally feels like every other second when you're so behind just trying to play defense to get caught up on elixir on this deck, it feels like they're dropping ice golem and hog every like 2 seconds. It gets that painful. I mean, because I've lost to like trying other decks and I'm like, oh man, really? Like I'm getting tired of playing these decks, and then as soon as I try it, you know, like another deck, I'm losing to the deck I was just using, and like this guy's just dropping hog every 2 seconds on the bridge, and there's nothing you can do. But that's because they get the elixir gain on you, and that's how they win the ball game with this deck. And it is fast and speedy, but I mean you have to play correctly. Defend with less is typical, but like I said, just chill, you'll be okay. Some cannon placements, you know, stop putting the cannon in the very back. You know, put it like that two tiles away, you know, maybe 1 or 2 tiles away from the king tower, right in that area. Just kind of, I'd have to look at it, but it's just really, really close to the tower. I've even put it on the tower. Can't lie, like I have,
I mean,
especially against a freeze.
Yeah, like, what is it? All the cannon has to do if you're facing against graveyard is you want the cannon to be able to hit everything. If you put the cannon at the back, the cannon can't hit skeletons that spawn in the front. Or like top left, top right? So
yep.
If you have it there, it'll hit everything.
I'd probably put it 1 tile away, and it's really good because then they maybe not able to freeze everything if you put something down in that right tile. I wish I had some gameplay up that could kind of highlight the tiles. But anyway, yeah. Any other closing last words, EsoPa?
I think we covered most of the gameplay here. So like Hog is definitely aggressive, but it's a really patient archetype too.
Well,
if you're caught off cycle, then you're going to get wrecked. So you have to make sure you're doing well with your cycle, doing well with your attacks, so you don't screw yourself over on the counterattacks.
And I feel like everybody that's going to watch this video, if you've hung in here this long, thank you so much, because we're just sitting here rambling. But there's some really good information still in here, and I just want to add one thing before we get off. Everyone's going to be like, hey, but boss, you're playing this deck, and you're playing this deck. That 2.6 deck is still absolutely amazing. I know that you guys are in the 4,000 trophy range. It's still going to be able to handle elite barbs. Everything's up top just because you see everyone with the cool cards or, you know, people using this, that, and the other. That doesn't mean that these cards aren't going to work. I mean, you might see like a level 3 or level 4 executioner, but, you know, it's still this card right here counters the executioner. I mean, it literally shuts him down once he crosses the bridge. I mean, if you put your placement right, so you could put the ice golem over here on the right hand side, and then you could put the musketeer down on another lower thing, and you could just kind of distract with other stuff. You know, there's still this deck is still doable. I mean, I can't. It's such a new card, and metas are always going to change. So yes, there's always going to be, you know, adjustability factor in here. You know what you need to carry and everything else. But yeah, anyway, I think the Valkyrie's probably going to come back. I think if Executioner starts getting used a lot, and that this might be the answer for the Valkyrie to make her way back into the ball game. So,
Really,
FYI,
that's kind of cool to think about.
yeah, it would be.
It's like I haven't thought about the Valkyrie.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the Valkyrie to come back. The Trifecta actually could be back. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to put EsoPa's information in my description for his Twitter. He also has a YouTube channel. His videos are very long, probably like this one. It's going to be 29 minutes. I'm pretty sure of it now. But he has a ton of those. With some really, really solid information. Very chill guy. His streams are highly enjoyable. Very skilled player. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.
Thank you so much.
Adios.